Real Sociedad. Interesting, the person who came on for him was Hugo Guillamon, a 20-year-old making his debut in that game. Now he partners Mangala, so it's really... Sergio Ramos back for Hazard, probing play from Real Madrid, and now the long-range shot coming in from Casemiro, and it was Jasper Cillessen. A safe pair of hands and a strange stat, Graham. Jasper Cillessen, 31 years old. Yeah, two 20-year-olds in the lineup today. Guillamon at the back and Ferran Torres, who won that free kick. Here's Parejo, punched away by Courtois, not very far. It's Valverde onto Casemiro. Nicely swept out to the left, where Benzema pulls away as he so often likes to. He's got Mondi in support, and so too here Toni Kroos, who was looking for a repeat of a few days ago. Similar position and almost exactly the same technique, but Graham, this for action. And we saw that again as Benzema dummies for Hazard, who lays it off for Kroos to strike from Valverde, but that's broken up. And there's a nice turn by Maxi Gomez, who's got two running ahead of him, and he's found Rodrigo, who's through to shoot, and he's hit the post so close to the opener. Luka Modric. And we'll see again that break. What a lovely turn it was by Maxi Gomez, who's the leading scorer this season for Valencia with 9. He did really well to tee that up.
I think there's the tiniest of nudges there by Varane. Oh no, I'm wrong. And I'd love to see Courtois' dive again. Here we are.
Yeah,
there's
you're right.
The tiniest of touch.
Right.
Rising Eibar chase shadows, and everybody looking as if they were really in form. As soon as Ramos went off, I'll let you go now.
There's Hazard taking on the shot from distance, and another one that later they'll put one to the side of him rather than straight at him.
All I would say is that
I've not seen him come forward until now. He delivers the cross that's half cleared by Carvajal, but Carlos Soler, and it's going to fall for an opening goal for Rodrigo. It took a deflection on the way through. I don't think it was intentional, the touch, but it laid it perfectly into the stride of Rodrigo, who could not miss from that close range. And Valencia, having hit the post, now take the lead. 20 minutes in at the Estadio Alfredo Di Stefano. It's Valencia up by 1-0.
I think that makes it 2-9 for Rodrigo against Los Blancos. As you say, his parent club. This is the guy who's the cousin of Thiago and Rafinha as we look at the build-up. Gaia in, the ball is loose, first to it. Now Soler's little movement here is so intelligent. Nobody's running with Rodrigo, and Varane, you'd have to say that Varane knows that the ball can't go past him. I'm not sure why he leaves it, because he's got the chance to get at it. He just doesn't see the ball properly. The timing of the run by Rodrigo is absolutely superb. But this tells you something about Soler, a local boy who in every stage of coming through the ranks at Valencia played at 10. Played in the middle of a 3 behind a 1. And
the referee, Jose Sanchez Martinez.
But I mean, it's worth VAR getting this right. It's worth VAR existing, because goals like this can literally change the destination of the championship and Valencia's potential to be playing Champions League football.
And it's offside. So offside is given and a reprieve for Real Madrid, and can only... Carvajal gets through, and it's opened up for him, and he squeezes a shot in, but Cillessen alert. And Scott mustn't have believed his luck here, Graham, as he just ran through in that space up here.
And what do the Dutch and the Belgians think about each other as neighbours? There's a little bit of competitive rivalry, and right now the Dutchman... And
here is Kondogbia, who's got a good long-range shot on him as well, and there it is. Oh, what a shot, but what a save too by Thibaut Courtois, flying to Guillamon. How impressive he has been. As we see again that strike from Kondogbia that forced Courtois into the save, but Guillamon, second appearance, 20 years old. He's just looked completely unflustered by the prospect of playing against Real Madrid.
Well, I'll back you up with a couple of things really early on, about 10 minutes in. It's Guillamon who gets the sati. So, but the evidence told us that, you know, this is a double European champion at 20, a guy who's played in a World Cup final too. He's a very, very good footballer. It
was his clearance that led to this corner that Kroos sends in, headed down straight into the arms. 5 minutes. Half for the cooling break and half for the VAR break that saw Valencia denied an opener for Rodrigo Moreno in contentious circumstances. But here is Rodrigo again into the box, wide open. Ferran Torres can take on the shot. Good block by Dani Carvajal. But with the 11 starters so far, it's Carvajal. Square to Casemiro. He flights it back to Dani Carvajal, closed down by Soler. Toni Kroos wants to take on the shot, hits it. The deflection off Gaia behind for the corner.
I get my glass of water, and there's a drip. There's just a dip.
Here's Kroos pulling it back to Eden Hazard, who's going to shoot through a crowd of players. Cillessen, Belgium against the Netherlands subplot. It's the Dutchman.
It's rare. I've enjoyed Saladas trusting him in the centre of the pitch tonight.
And here's Kroos pulling over to the left. Tries to thread it into the run of Hazard, but Vass was in the way. Now Benzema cutting inside from the left. Good block by Carvajal. Again, this position round the edge of the area. Can they use it to create anything? Kondogbia charges this one down.
A couple to mention in that Cheryshev, you know, Russian Spaniard, but one of the heroes of the Russian World Cup, charge in their own backyard.
And talking of charging, here's Sergio Ramos injecting some intensity into the attack. Lays it back, the shot fired in and winning it immediately. And Hazard has a bit of space to run into for once. Modric back for Hazard, who helps it on to Benzema! And there's the precise finish into the bottom left corner from Karim Benzema, as his partnership with Eden Hazard continues to develop, and it bears fruit with the opening goal on the hour mark. The dynamic duo getting better and better together all the time, and this time it's Hazard teeing up Benzema for the finish into the bottom left corner. A fine strike.
Andy, this will be regarded by Saladas as truly horrendous, because in the build-up to this goal, Toni Kroos gives the ball away, Guedes gets it, they can't do anything with it, and they can't keep it. Now, what's happened here is the structure is broken down because it's been given away cheaply, and the 1-2 here leaves the youngster able to just get the tackle, and Mangala's out of position, which is not massively his fault, because Valencia have been caught thinking we've got a break, at last we're on the way forward. They all take 9, 10, 12 paces forward. When the ball comes in, this lovely 1-2 between the Belgian and the Croat, it's really, really good work. Hazard is strong enough to feed his new best friend. Responsibility through no fault of his own for a very long time.
Ever since Cristiano Ronaldo left, indeed, he's been the main man in attack. Now Hazard penetrating, Benzema trying to jink his way through. Hazard looks offside there. He missed the target anyway. I'm not sure if the flag would have saved Valencia, but once again they're threatening, and it promises to be. Let's just hope that Hazard can stay fit, because it's been such a shame to see him so restricted this season. This is only his 11th start. If he can stay fit, well, he wasn't offside, was he? So too is Benzema, who lays it off to Valverde. Now Carvajal, confidence oozing through Real Madrid at the moment as it comes across to Hazard. He cuts inside, looking to shoot. He's forced back to Modric. He does shoot, and it was a good one as well with his weaker left foot. As Luka Modric, and Cillessen having to dive to his left to make a strong parry.
We're reaching the stage where Real Madrid are toying with Valencia, and it's now a question of the way in which they invent the second goal. Strategy is a big deal.
Ramos, glancing touch goes out to the wing, where it's picked up by Mundi. Takes on Vass, he's got the pace to beat him, and he's turned in! Oh, I do not believe it! Marco Asensio with his first touch within seconds of coming on. His first touch of the season is a beautifully taken volley to give Real Madrid the lead, and look at how his teammates and his manager absolutely love it. That is beyond a dream for Marco Asensio, so long out, and he's back with a goal with his first touch, and what a finish as well. Rusty, not a bit of it.
Well, that was the point we were building to. The Super Cup against Sevilla, forget it. The goal in the Champions League final in Cardiff, forget it. This point when Mundi literally outmuscles the Dane, and the Dane kind of gives up. The chip back is hopeful, but that is the possession of a gifted few. A left foot whereby you know you're volleying it before the ball is within 5-6 meters of you. You've taken your decision. It's like,
just to shore things up, we'll come back to that in a minute, because here's Guedes. Great tackle, truly great tackle that time from Casemiro, and that is exactly what he does, probably better than anyone else, as The ball comes over from Kroos inside to Benzema.
Oh!
What a goal that is! Karim Benzema with a truly stunning left-footed volley as Real Madrid deliver a masterclass in counter-attacking football that started with the exquisite tackle from Casemiro. Don't forget that. And what followed was just sublime.
Gareth. I think we've seen something approaching genius. But first of all, you call this right. That's Bobby Moore-esque, Willie Miller, I would say. That tackle is sensational. Kroos gets lucky here. There's a slight deflection. But when the ball comes in, there's so much for Benzema to do. Up on one foot, top corner off the left foot. This is the province of 2-3 players in the world to be able to do that under pressure, receive the ball on the run, flick it with one foot and find, I don't think he found the top corner, I think he found one single panel in the top corner that he knew he was aiming at.
Mundi holds off the challenge, and this really is just absolutely comfortable now, and that is Kang In Lee, very silly, straight red, and you can't really criticise the referee because that was impetuous, isn't the word?
There's no question about the decision, and earlier on when we were talking about Kang In Lee and I was describing the things that he does, I was one to point out that he has a terrible temper, and against Atletico Madrid he came on the pitch at a similar stage of the game, came on in 78 minutes, and in 12 minutes that he was on, he earned a straight red card, was sent off against the other giant of Madrid's capital. And here in this instance, what he does is Ramos does a Kenny Dalglish on him. It's exactly the right thing to do to hold the player off, and when he loses his temper and takes a couple of hacks at Ramos, Ramos knows this is coming. Ramos absolutely knows this is coming, and there is no question whatsoever that Sanchez...
Really quite a message to send out. Luka Modric sends in the cross. Toni Kroos nearly number 4. It's wide. And Valencia spared more damage. But this second half performance, Graham, this is a performance of champions, isn't it?
Well, one of the last games that Real Madrid played was at home in the Champions League to Manchester City, and they looked dispirited, disjointed, they looked slow, they looked short of resources, there was no chance.